I'm ashamed to say that I've only just realised that I never updated my Pan That Face palette project in December. I don't know how I did that because I upload every single day, so I don't understand how I missed a pivotal part of my channel, but here we go, I remembered now. So today we're going to be doing a final update and finale to Pan That Face palette 2024. Now, of course, we are in 2025 right now, which is very exciting, so these will not be continuing into 2025 with me. However, I have filmed an intro to Pan That Face palette 2025, so definitely stick around because that is coming very, very soon. It's the start of a new adventure, but before we do that, of course, we have to say goodbye to my beautiful Zoeva palettes. But just before we do jump into the video, if you have not already, definitely like and subscribe. It would mean the absolute world to me. I love project panning. Normally I do bright, fun, colourful makeup, but today I'm doing my everyday look and I kind of like it. I like having a change every now and then, so I hope you like it as well. So these palettes were hand chosen by you guys at the start of 2024 and I have been panning them all year and I've made some really, really good progress on these. So because this is a finale, I am going to do a little bit of a slideshow when I talk about these. I'm going to show you what it looked like at the start of the year and then all the way through to the end of the year. So these palettes look very, very different now. I have done some fiddling around with them, so be prepared. So I'm going to start with updating this palette. This is the Zoeva Spice of Life. So let's roll the slideshow. So as you've seen, there's nothing left in here. Now, I should have filmed this update before I played around with this because the blush is actually in a different palette. So originally there was a bronzer and a blush in here. I absolutely went through the bronzer. I was so proud of myself. However, I feel like that gave me a little bit of false hope because the bronzer was so easy to finish and I was like, oh my god, this palette is gonna be so easy. Both of these palettes I'm gonna fly through because the bronzer took no time at all. Wrong. Incorrect. I do have a blush. It is still going. We will talk about it in a minute. This palette was definitely neglected towards the end of the year. I think when I finished the bronzer, I stopped opening it. And because the weather is always so miserable in England, the bright red blush that was in here, even though I love it, it just wasn't very seasonally appropriate. And I like really cool tone makeup, so a bright red blush maybe isn't the best thing all the time. It really did end up getting very, very neglected. So the blush that was originally in here, we will talk about it in a second, but that was the shade Sinfully Delicious. I used that 7 times over December for a grand total of 166 uses in the project, and there was still no pan. That little divot in there, that was actually from my nail. Now, someone did say that they think that that little divot has expanded a little bit, but it was not natural pan at all. And just for reference, the bronzer only took 69 uses to finish, so I've used the blush over 100 times more and still no organic pan, which is absolutely crazy to me. You see what I mean about false sense of security here? It was crazy. So yeah, not the best update for this palette, unfortunately. However, I'm really, really excited to say that over the full year, I have used a grand total of 4.5 grams from this palette, which is amazing. Does it say how much each individual product is? all the writings rubbed off. So I think each of these was either 3.2 or 3.5 grams. The writings rubbed off, so I'm not too sure. So that means obviously I finished a whole one and a little bit more of one as well. So you know what? Is it a complete fail? I don't think so. I finished up one thing. I'm really, really proud of myself. So this palette is now unofficially an empty because I do still have that blush. And let's talk about that right now. So this is the second palette that I was working on. It is the sister palette, and this is the Cocoa Blend. So just like we did before, I'm going to do a big slideshow of where this was at the start of the year. This is where it is today. So as you can see, this missing blush is actually in this palette now. I did do a franking and repressing video. If you wanted to see that, I'll leave it linked up in the cards because it was really satisfying. And that video was the video where I messed around with these because I had some thoughts about these. So obviously I already had one finished shade, and the highlight, let me get it. The highlight is now actually in here, because I hated this highlight so much in my makeup declutter series. I was like, I don't want this original highlight, and look how thin this is in that pan. So I'm really hoping to get this highlight finished in 2025. That would be amazing. So this is where the highlight is right now. I depotted the highlight, and because I only had 2 products left, I thought, well, it's 2 slots, I may as well put them in here. So let's talk about uses. So the highlight is obviously technically in here. Over December, I used this 15 times for a total of 157 uses in the project, and we've still not finished it. It is so nearly done, as you can see. Like, it is so thin. We will have this done so quickly. I'm so sure of it, but to still just miss out is really, really annoying. But you know what? It's okay. I'm still really, really proud of myself. I'm kind of learning through this project panning journey to still be really proud of myself, even if I haven't completely finished things. And that's a really refreshing thing for me. So that was 157 uses in the project this year. And then this blush, you know what? I'm really proud of this. I'm really happy about this blush. This was the blush that I used the most last year by far, by a mile. I used this 7 times in December for a total of 112 uses in the project. And you know what? I think that's really good. We've got a massive pan on here, and I'm really, really happy about that. Oh my God, I've read my numbers wrong. Oh, what is wrong with me? So Sinfully Delicious, which is this blush, which was originally in this packaging. Why have I done my numbers like this? I'm going to show you what I've done. This is Sinfully Delicious, okay? And I've started a new line here, which is actually for this. Why have I done that? That is so confusing. So the highlight I've actually used 166 times. The blush, this one, I have used 26 times. And then this blush, I've used 95 times. There we go. We got there in the end. Very confusing. Why have I done that? I have no idea. But that means that this palette, obviously the blush and the highlight, not this blush, I have used 3.72 grams of this year. So that means that I have actually officially finished one shade, because if you remember before, each product was 3.2 or 3.5 grams. I'm really happy with that. I've cut down a lot of products, and I'm determined to keep using this. Maybe not officially, but I still want to use it. I'm so sorry about that mix up there. Yeah. That's so annoying, but we got there in the end. It's okay. It's all fun and games. I don't know why I decided to do the bright idea of doing that, but you know what? It's fine. So what do you think of my progress on these palettes this year? Did you expect me to do a lot better? Did you expect me to do a lot worse? Let me know all your thoughts and opinions. How did you do with Pan That Face palette this year? Please let me know down below because I love supporting you guys and I know you love supporting this, and definitely stay tuned because there's going to be a really, really exciting intro coming very, very soon. These palettes will not be continuing into 2025, but there is something really exciting coming this year in its place. So you don't want to miss it. Definitely stay tuned. So this is it. This is a wrap on my Zoeva little duos. Thank you so much, Zoeva duos. You've been amazing. But this is where I'm going to love you and leave you today, guys. I hope you had an incredible day. Definitely like and subscribe, and I will see you tomorrow for a brand new video. Bye bye.